Here's an admission. I don't recall ever playing a tower defense game, and when I saw Cyber TD in the upcoming release section of the eShop, it didn't really register on my radar at first. Thankfully, it did ping eventually, and I'm so glad it did, because now I have an entirely new genre to enjoy, as well as an addictive, one more round tower defense game with Cyber TD. Cyber TD is set inside a mainframe, and your mission is to defend the core by destroying viruses as they plod along a path with the objective of destroying it. And destroy it they will, because Cyber TD is roguelike in nature, seeing you evolve much like the viruses you combat, eventually defending against more waves. It's unique in the sense that there's only one tower, which you can only reposition outside of gameplay, and eventually upgrade it. It's a slow burn for the first few rounds as the game introduces mechanics and abilities to further help you in their defense, including a unique deck building aspect of the game. There's a hub in between games where you can customize your tower, sort your decks, and access weekly missions and online leaderboards. With each game you earn XP to level up, and with each level you unlock 4 cards to bolster your deck. Eventually you will build that deck around your gameplay style, whether you favour blasters, missiles, abilities, or all of them. The customization of your tower means that no 2 playthroughs are the same, and I thoroughly enjoyed experimenting with new decks, with some faring much better than others. It's this freeform experimentation that makes the game so fun, and you need to adapt in-game with your deck in hand as well. Should you favour range over damage early on, or do you attempt to get some rare cards in your deck to enhance your firing rate? Enemies change with each round, forcing you to question your decisions. One time, I favoured damage over fire rate, only to have fast motorbike style enemies charge at my core at the end of the round. Another time, I didn't quite have the range when 2 streams of enemies opened up, meaning I was overrun at the bottleneck. Losing these rounds didn't discourage me, but only spurred me on to go back through my deck and optimise it some more, until I ran into a shielded boss, and had to mix up my strategy the next time around. While working back up to where you were might sound like a chore, there are speed options to fast forward battles, allowing you to smash through the rounds quickly, but you can also slow things down if you're feeling overwhelmed, allowing for a bit of forgiveness when using abilities. All of this is presented in a slick Matrix/Tron art style that suits the setting of the game. It looks great, it runs smoothly, and is backed by a funky synth-wave soundtrack that matches the action of the game. Enemy designs are varied, and as you progress further into the game, you'll be able to identify their strengths and weaknesses, knowing whether to use your abilities or save them. You are also assisted by a fully voice-acted robot assistant who has his own battles to contend with, we'll say. While I was put off by them at first, I did start to enjoy the banter of my robot friend while trying to defend the core. Accessibility options allow the player to increase the size of the UI as well as display enemy paths, making them a bit easier to see for my gamer friends who have vision impairments. There's also an online multiplayer with no matchmaking, so bring some friends, as well as online leaderboards and weekly challenges. As this review was written pre-launch, I was unable to test these features. The multiplayer modes on offer are co-op, versus, where you compete to defeat the most enemies, and the very interesting community clash, which allows Twitch audiences to take control of deciding how the rest of your game will unfold. Cyber TD is a frantic and fun tower defense game with some unique twists that make the strategy and adaptation on the fly a must. It's just one more play addictiveness that will keep you returning, and the deck building will keep you invested as no 2 playthroughs are the same. It's fast, fun, and if you'll excuse me, I have a core to go defend. So, what's it like? Cyber TD is like a cross between being set in the world of Tron mixed with the deck building of Hearthstone. I award it an 86 out of 100. In the interest of full disclosure, a review copy was provided by the developer Clockwork Origins, but this does not impact my score.